we getting so many cussing Christians from? I heard the first time some blatant hard proof. You know how they said about liquor? That hard proof stuff. When I saw Tony, what is her name? It's Black China's mom. And I'm not against her mom. I'm not against her mom. Because the clip that I saw was a couple of years ago, but it just came to mind because I saw some more people on another platform and they were just God this and God that. And you know, God understands, and then they'll turn around and the flippity flap, 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 flap. I'm like, what in the world? What they think they're doing? So when I heard Tony, she was doing pretty much the same thing, exactly the same thing. She was traveling in her car. Maybe she was living out of her car, living in hotels. And so at different points, and most of it was not a frustration. Even frustration, it shouldn't be happening. She was saying the flippity flap and the MFers and all this kind of stuff. And I wonder if she think that's okay. How you doing? So that's what I want to know. If people actually think it's okay to be cussing like that. You look at something like, and it's mentioned in a lot of different scriptures, but Colossians 3:8. When it says get rid of anger, rage, malice, blasphemy, and a vulgar tongue. You look in Proverbs 4:28. It's talking about perverse lips. Y'all, we can't just be cussing. You can't say anything you want to say and then say that you're claiming Christian and Jesus is Lord in your life. He put stipulations on us. Now let me go to another point since I said that. I saw a lady, you all, and she recently lost her job, and I pray that she regains income by however means she wished to do that, and I hope it's in a decent way, not any kind of way. But looking at her different posts, she said that her employer, I guess they called her in and explained why they was letting her go. But she did mention that they saw her platform. For her reason of losing her job, on her platform she says, for one example, one video, she says, hold on y'all, trying to get across this street. She says, you know, black women are the smartest in any environment. And we're 10 times smarter and we work 1,000 times harder than anybody else. Now, she pretty much is not just saying anybody else, but pointing out specifically white women. So she's making these comparisons that black women are sharper, smarter, they work harder, and they are the coup de grace, pretty much, in any atmosphere, any environment, and they can outdo white women any day. Now, you all, that's not all right. I can understand maybe if she slanted that conversation a little bit about discrimination and something that can be proven by numbers, something that can be supported by multiple voices that she interviewed and just getting their sentiments. Because there's many discrimination, age discrimination, race, of course, gender, ability versus disability, or differently able. That type of discrimination that can be proven, it's an age-old thing that's not going away. People are going to always be against somebody else for some kind of reason. Now, I'm not discounting grace. Again, it's in there. But there's all type of different discriminations that people do against each other. Intellectual discrimination. Somebody don't think one person is as smart as them. They could tend to come against that person for that. So now she says, or she was polling her audience, do you all think I should go on the Tamron Hall show and share my story? Good morning. So So a lot of people, go on Tamron Hall, go on Tamron Hall. Now, Tamron is a journalist, and I would hope that she wouldn't get bogged down into that and get caught up in a one-sided conversation and pull the proper questions out of this lady to find out what was your motive? What was your reasoning for this type in angling your conversation in that direction? Because you're putting down on one group of women over another group of women, exalting this, the black women. And I'm not saying black women are less than anybody else. But when you put down another woman and say, oh, the black woman is smarter. She's the one you need on your team to solve anything. Because white women can't do it. Now you know that's wrong. So, yeah, they're boosting her up, going to Tamron Hall. Whether she does that or not, I don't know. But I do hope that she regain employment. But at the same time, there's plenty of people who have platforms all across the social media. And we have to pick and choose what we're going to talk about and how we're going to deliver it. I have messages on this channel right here, especially when it came around the 2024 election season. Some people pulling for Donald Trump. Some people pulling for Kamala Harris. I spoke about that. I talked to the sisterhood. That was my angle. Now, people are going to be offended. Either way you go, I have to own my voice and take responsibility for what I said. So, good morning. I was speaking to the sisterhood saying, no, y'all wrong. You're wrong, sisters. You're claiming Christian. You saying Jesus is Lord. And white women, you're going to come against your black sisters like that? Black women, you're going to come against your white sisters like that? So you're walking as secular women. You're walking as people who don't have a God. Just sheep out here just all across, like they said in the New Testament, when Jesus came across the people in the community. They already had religious leaders teaching the law. However often they went into the synagogues, teaching the law, God's way. Jesus came along and said, these people out here like sheep without a shepherd. Blood is everywhere. You're not being effective. You're not helping the community. You're helping fatten up your own pockets. So that was my aim. Where are you coming from with this? What's your agenda? Are you standing on godly values for who you pick as a leader of anything, local level, federal level? Are you standing on policies and principles of God? What closely resembles the policies and the principles of God? Because no type of party is going to do things just right. You think the Republican Party is going to do everything just right under Donald Trump? Come on. No, they're not. You have to be selective in what you're going to stand up for, what you're going to fight for, what you're going to protest for. We got to have a conversation. We got to have our voices heard. Out in the marketplace, the people out there protesting them down the street now, right? They have a right to have their voices heard. It's their job being affected. And everybody don't have to like how they're protesting, where they shouldn't be vandalizing property and hurting people. And don't damage animals either. Don't hurt no animals. But at the same time, what the people want to protest, they got a right to, and everybody's not going to like it. So that's just freedom of speech. You're going to say what you want to say. You're speaking out of your own voice for your own thoughts. That's your opinion. That's your perspective. That's how you see things. Good morning. And you got to be ready to stand on what you say you stand for. So that's what I stand for. I want to stand for the sisterhood and be ready to stand against the sisterhood or whatever ethnicity a lady says she identifies with. Do you identify first with the kingdom of God and the principles of the living God and put your ethnicity behind that? You're not denouncing your ethnicity. See this stammering tongue, y'all? God made you the way he made you. Go ahead and wear that. But at the same time, can he trust you with your ethnicity? Do you group up with other people who you say look like you just because they share a skin identity or an ethnic identity? You group up. So you become a collective thought and you don't think as an individual. And most of that comes from higher advancement. What you can get somebody to do for you is one hand wash the other. So you're really not trying to stand with God. You see that all in churches. So it don't matter inside the church or out. People still link up, click up, And that's how communities in society normally march. And we end up looking just like secular society, as if we are a people without a God. I want to jump on and share that with you all, encourage you all.
Good morning.
Good morning. And standing for the principles of God. Tighten down this voice with all this vulgarity. I don't know why you think that's okay. That's not okay. And then don't make these comparisons. Well, at least I'm not doing what so-and-so do. But you're you. You can be the light to somebody else. That so-and-so who you making that comparison to, you might be the light to them. Something that they're doing, they may challenge that and start assessing it better. So it's not good to make these comparisons. Well, at least, it's not an at least, it's about you. You all be encouraged where you are. Be safe in all of your goings and doings for today. And stop all that vulgarity, all that perverse speech, and all that hate speech. That ain't of God. What God is you serving? What's his name? You put in this chat, what is your God's name? If it's Jesus, go back and check it.